Well, I'm glad y'all can make it to my final speech in this class, and it's over the importance of music in a child's life. And the 3 points that I kind of want to make throughout this speech is if you if your child learns music, the course studies will increase. Their memory, focus, and discipline will increase, and also the experiences that they will make with music will last a lifetime. Learning how to play music makes students smarter in other courses. Music is a very difficult language to learn. It's its own little thing. There's people that major in this field all the time, and it's very difficult. Most people don't make it out of college to be an educator with it. But that being said, this is a graph that again, students that play instruments versus that students that do not play any kind of instrument. And on this, there's 4 components, and it's an IQ test of keyboard, voice, drama, no lessons. As we can see, the keyboard and voice are much higher than drama and no lessons, which this probably helps with learning literature, learning how to read more difficult words, probably when they're at a young age, and various other things in the graphs. And this one shows test scores in the four main courses that you take out through public school, and that is math, reading, science, and social studies. And as we can see, music is much higher, or a little bit higher altogether, in each subject. Math, it's about 2 more points higher. Reading, another 2 more points. Science, which is a difficult course for most young students, a little bit higher. Social studies, which is a pretty basic course, and there's not much deviation in that. So that's slightly higher as well, but always music on average is higher than students that do not take any kind of music courses. Music helps in memory and focus and discipline, and as a musician you have to learn to be focused, especially when you're giving a performance, when you're playing a piece of music. And in some cases memory is very important as well, because you might actually perform a piece of music completely memorized, and it's probably 30 minutes, or on average 30 minutes or so. And discipline is to have that take on practicing, always practicing that music. So this is a graph over memory over students, and as we can see, for the most part, students that use music to help with memorization is on average higher than students that just use spoken words over and over again. So in most cases, you look at vocalists. Vocalists have to memorize their music all the time. Of course, it's only about 2 to 4 minutes long, but they have to memorize it. And a lot of vocalists usually try to memorize it with music, which we can see actually quite helps. But if you have someone trying to read poetry with no music and it's all monologue like Shakespearean, it's very low. It's very hard to memorize things like that, especially in our day and time where we don't say words like that. Graphs for focus. Students that study for math or take classes like to listen to music while they're studying for this course. As you can see in math, without music, it's quite substantially lower, and as we can see, it just progressively gets lower throughout each case number. And maths with performance with music in it, it's much higher. And yes, it does continue to slowly go down, but that's still higher than without music, because math is such a tasking job, especially if you're in a course that doesn't allow calculators. This is a very good thing for students to know. Maybe taking that music approach while they're taking a test or studying for math will increase their ability. In graphs for discipline, these are 4 students graphed throughout the day. As we could say, student number 1 is above average with and without music, which is quite well. But on average, 2 and 3 are about average altogether with a discipline. And but with music, they're above the average. and the fourth student is below the discipline marker, but with music his discipline increased to an average level. So that just shows that with music increases the discipline of a student, and that they are willing to do more in their courses, and they're willing to do more in their own studies for music. And the experiences that music can give are possibly the greatest experiences of a lifetime. This is me in Rothberg, Germany, when I toured with this group, The Sound of America. And this group literally are high school all-staters, and they all go throughout the United States. It's band and choir combinations, quite fun. But the experiences that you learn so much from the tutors there. You will go to other countries and you meet other people, meet other cultures, meet other well, food. It's great. So we look at this, and it's just an amazing atmosphere altogether, and especially when the Europeans kind of take this a little bit more seriously than most Americans. And this group, I was not a part of this, but Drum Corps International, or also known as DCI, is a drum and bugle corps corporation where they bring together students from 14 to 21 years old. These students march throughout the United States over the summertime, and they perform throughout the summertime, and they also travel the U.S. A band director of mine was, he was in the Crossmen, which are stationed out in San Antonio, and the group, he literally said he would be performing one day in Houston, and the next day he would be waking up in Baton Rouge, Alabama, and it would be like that throughout the entire summer, and you would see the cultures of the United States throughout, and it's a great experience. And there have actually been studies like Drum Corps and just doing DCI for that long will actually be a healthy benefit compared to students that just do football or basketball, because it's about the same level. And finally, we look at orchestras. This is a professional orchestra. I really couldn't find any high school orchestras, but you can find all of these across the United States. This is the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, which is one of the best in the world right now. And they were touring Europe in 2011, but when you take a student to see these kind of performances by professionals, it just really brightens their day, knowing that what they can do this just as well. And that's the end of our presentation, and I hope this showed that music is very important in a child's life. Thank you.